Hello and welcome to the second day of Squid for the Sutton-on-Sea Beach Mission 2020. We're continuing our theme of Wonder Zone as we think about the different things in our world that cause us to reflect and to go, wow, isn't that amazing about what God has done for us. Today's theme is continue to think about the wonders of creation and all the brilliant things that God has made. We're going to think a bit more of that in our experiments and reflection and craft in this video. If you haven't had a chance to look at the Morning Madness video this morning, then I'd like to encourage you to pause this video for a moment and look back at that. It's got some great games and songs and stuff in it, and also our Bible reading for today, which hopefully you'll have a chance to reflect a little bit upon. And so with today's videos, we continue to think about the wonderful world that God has created. So we're going to start with a look at our universe and our solar system, which Beth is going to lead us in. So over to Beth.
In today's science experiment, we'll be looking at all the planets that God created and how it creates our solar system. In the middle of all these planets is the Sun, which is a big star which all the planets revolve around. Have you ever stopped to think about how big and amazing God's creations are?
In today's Morning Madness we heard a Bible reading from Psalm 8. If you haven't heard it already, you might like to pause the video here and go and watch it. Do you know what a psalm is? Well, the psalms in the Bible are songs, and they are all about God and how we can respond to God. There are psalms for when we're happy, psalms for when we're sad, psalms when we feel like we need God to help us, and there are psalms which remind us of how great God is. Psalm 8 is one of the psalms which tells us how great God is, and it tells us that God made the entire world and everything in it. I think space is incredible, and I've loved hearing all about it today. Most years I go camping with my church youth group, and one thing I always do is sit in the field at night, looking up at the sky, looking at all the stars. There are so many of them, and yet I know that there are billions more that I can't see. That amazes me, and you know what I think is even more amazing? I know that God made all of the stars. God made even more than the stars. He made the entire universe. Verse 3 says, "I look at the heavens, which you made with your hands. I see the moon and the stars which you created." God is so powerful that he made the entire universe, and the psalm reminds us of this. The psalm also tells us how important we are to God. It tells us how we were made by him. The universe is so huge that I find it very tricky to understand just how big it is, so I find it even more incredible that God made me. He made everyone watching this video, and he made everyone in the entire world. When God made everything, he made us. This shows us just how important we are to God and how much he loves us. In the psalm we're told that God will take care of us. Everything in the world was created in the way it was because that was all part of God's plan, and God has made sure we have everything that we need. When we look at the world that God made, there is so much that we can be thankful for. We can thank God that he made such a vast universe, but at the same time that he cares for every single one of us because he made us. When Psalm 8 was written, the writer clearly knew that they had a lot to be thankful for, which is why they were inspired to write the psalm. Maybe you could have a go at writing your own psalm to say thank you to God for everything that he has made.
Hi Squids, here's a clue what you're going to be making today. And here's a picture I've made earlier. We're going to make pictures of the skyscape with stars and anything else you want to put in your pictures, like satellites, spaceships, comets, and anything else you can think of. Stars, moon, And you're going to use a piece of paper, a large piece of paper, and you need crayons and paints, watercolours or poster paints. So this is a picture I made earlier showing God's amazing creation and all the stars in the night sky. And you need to draw some stars with crayons or candles on a large piece of white paper. So here's some stars I've drawn earlier. And then you need to get some black paint or dark blue paint and paint over the stars. And the crayons or the candles should shine through, should repel the water and create a beautiful skyscape. And when we look up at the night sky, we can praise God for his wonderful creation. So I'll just paint over some of them, as we looked at in Psalm 8. How amazing God's beautiful creation is, and how amazing the sky is. And we can see all the stars that God has placed into the night sky. So you can see the beautiful stars shining through. So when you look up at the night sky, you can praise God for his beautiful creation. So you can have a go at home making your own skyscape using crayons, watercolours or poster paints and a large piece of paper. You can put as much detail as you want. You can add planets, comets, satellites, moon. And you can think as you're painting it how wonderful and amazing God's creation is and how vast the universe is. So that's the one I made earlier. So I hope you enjoy creating your own skyscapes. Bye bye.
Well, I hope you really enjoyed today's video and all the things that we've been able to do. A reminder that if you would love to hear from you, and if you haven't sent any feedback or pictures of craft, then can I do so by sending them to the email below, appearing on the screen now, or you can post them on our Facebook page, which is also there. Tomorrow is our live session with Zoom. A reminder that if you haven't registered, you will need to register to be able to be part of that. The details for that are also appearing on the screens. Just go to the Script Union website to register, and we'll send you the login details for the live session. And then finally though, also our daily squid fact. Did you know that most squid are quite small creatures, and yet there are two varieties, the colossal squid and the giant squid, which both can grow to up to 12 meters in length, which is over 6 times bigger than the average human person. Absolutely huge when you think about that. So with that in mind, can I just say to you goodbye, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Goodbye.